Good evening. Thank you, Shamu. Okay, so we are also part of the Shared Cities Creative Momentum project. It's a Creative Europe project of the EU. And we participate with two different program elements in the project. One deals with urban cultural institutions, one deals with SMEs, so small and medium-sized enterprises. And we primarily focus on a forgotten area in the city, which is Csepel, the Csepel Island. It used to be a huge industrial plant, it still is, but it's slowly changing its functions and how the whole area is used. It's actually a huge area with an incredible high number of companies registered and functioning in there. Most of it is private property, but shared common private property, which creates lots of tensions. And of course, this area, as it developed together with the city or parts of the city where it is located. So as the factory grew, the city around it grew as well. And this whole plant produced several iconic or really famous products that define the everyday life of people who lived close by or who knew the products of the factory. What exactly did we do so far in the last year and a half? Sorry. So yeah, you can see here how there were different huge factoria units within the plant that slowly started to disintegrate after the fall of communism and the strange of structure within the whole industrial area. And also one of the particularities of this place is that everything was registered, so 200 hectares was registered under just one address. So 800 or more than 1,000 companies registered under one address until the 2000s, which was changed slowly, step by step, into 223 different addresses. What we wanted to do here is to somehow bring these businesses and different actors together and create a platform where they can communicate and they can apply for funds, they can create a shared vision for the future. And also it's a way to rethink how we approach industrial heritage in cities. Actually, we just opened our exhibition of the findings that we have researched about this area in Cake, and the exhibition will be open for the next 2 weeks. And what you can see there is pretty much results from interviews that we did with the municipality, with different kind of businesses in the area, urban planners, civil society actors, and of course we did our own field mapping. So what kind of companies are in there, what are their functions, sizes, turnover, number of employees. We also did an extensive mapping of how all the buildings are in this plant. What kind of condition the buildings are in. Same for the road infrastructure. It's one of the key questions in the area, that most of the roads are really dilapidated and neglected. And what can we do? How can we get so many owners together to intervene and renovate some of the buildings and roads which are getting in a worse and worse shape? We also did an extensive noise map of the area. Of course, some of the plant is still heavily used by industrial actors. We put on the map the companies based on what kind of functions they have. So if they're doing logistics, if they're doing sales or primary production activities. And also we mapped if there are any clusters based on size, based on functionality, based on other kind of aspects. We also did public space use studies, so how people who come to this area either to buy something or just to bring different materials to the factories, how they use the spaces, the public spaces in the area, what are they doing and where they are doing it. One of the key processes that is taking place is that this area is transforming because there are new businesses moving in, such as galleries, photo and music studios, and the old industrial functions are moving out or are being pushed out by the new activities. And of course, there's a lot of pressure from the real estate market, as most of the plant is located right next to the riverfront, which is a really hot area. So we built the whole plant area out of Lego pieces. It's almost 10,000 Lego pieces. It's a 1 to 1,000 model of the whole area. Of course, these are our volunteers and regular workers and some of the internees that worked on the project. And what's interesting is that there are different kind of projections on this Lego model based on the data that we collected. And if you change various elements of the model, so if you take out a factory building and replace it with another, for example, tenement building, then you change certain functions and the projection on the Lego model will change as well. So, for example, with the noise level, pollution level, the uses of roads and traffic on the roads, it will all change. You can see it now in Cake if you come and visit the exhibition. It's a really ambitious project inspired by the Cityscope program of MIT. Of course, this exhibition is not over yet, and we have several programs. We will have on the 13th and the 19th of October workshops and talks which deal with the whole history, cultural history and industrial history of the area, and also it will be an introduction to how to use data, how to collect this data and how to put them on models that we created, for example, for the Csepel plant. So see you there at the exhibition and hope you will come to our other events as well. Thank you.